Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to talk about full moon in Libra. Before we start, thank you very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos here on the channel, and use the links down below to know more about my content and to know more about my services, know how to contact me, and to join our Discord and be a part of our spiritual community. Thank you once again for being here. Let's get started without any further ado. Full moon in Libra, reacting and responding in extreme ways to new relationships, new conversations, and new ways to think, communicate, and analyze in or about your relationships. And I always like to point this out when I talk about Libra. And when I say new relationships, it's not literally you getting in a relationship with a different person, right? It can be the same person, the same relationship, but you are changing how you approach the relationship. You are changing your values. You're changing what and how much you value the other person. And right now, with the full moon in Libra, you or your partners might overreact to that change or to the lack of that change, because you and your partners might overreact and you might feel frustrated or you might feel stuck in the relationship because you feel like you can't update it, innovate, and change the relationship, because the possibility is always there, right? But because Libra is ruled by Venus, right? If it's too hard or too complicated, or if it's not pleasurable, or if you can see the face value of said change immediately, or if how much you have to work and apply your energy into changing the relationship does not match the value, if it's not profitable, you're gonna be mad, you're gonna be pissed, or your partners will be mad or will be pissed. That can create misunderstandings, aggressiveness, frustration, burning bridges that is unnecessary because it's a full moon. So whatever is happening that is like emotional and in the basis of aggressiveness and frustration most likely will be too much and non-justifiable. Remember, full moon, it's always an overreaction, always an overfeeling. It's too much. All right. So what you can do is use the sun in Aries to balance out the energies. Right? Be a bit more on your own. Express your feelings, express your visions, and express them in a passionate way and in an aggressive way to establish the grounds, to establish the purpose, to establish the goal, or maybe show them, express an insecurity, express a personal interest, express a new vision, a new feeling, and that will make your partners, first, they will enjoy that you are directly expressing, right, something personal that will already make them feel more a part of the relationship and feel something new, a new wave in the relationship, right? And then they might be creating their own new thoughts about the relationship. And if you don't present them your unique vision and your unique feelings about it, they might run away with their own thoughts and with their own perspectives and create chaos and confusion because you didn't show your uniqueness and individuality in the first place. And they might be losing respect for you. They might be losing value for you. They might be losing some attraction, some resistance for you, because sexual attraction mostly comes from friction, from squares, because that means you and that other person's spirit are learning from each other. And sometimes it might be hard, but the only way you're having sex is when the man is hard, right? Or when the girl's nipples are hard as well. So it's hard, yes, that's the goal, right? So they might be losing that vision from you. They might not see you as hard anymore, as in a person, right? They might not see you as fiery, as respectable no more. They might not remember or not go as deep when thinking about your goals and motivations. So you gotta remind them. You gotta remind them your true self. You gotta show them your individuality, your uniqueness, your personal visions, feelings, insecurities, interests, and be like, I'm doing this or I'm not doing this to achieve this, to be like this, to feel like this, right? And then they will respect you again, even more, right? But always remember, it's Aries. We are using Aries to balance Libra energy. So don't be like, oh, you this, you that, it's because of you, it's because of you. No, it's Aries. So even if you need to talk some shit, always remind you participate in the relationship too. You, even if you were a witness, even if you were just watching, you could have done something, you could have stopped it, you could have detached, but you chose to stay. You chose to participate as well, right? So you have to always be reminding yourself to be like more about you when you're expressing something, when you are talking about the relationship, even if you're criticizing your partner. You're gonna be like, but I also did this, and it's I think this, I feel this, and I participate in the relationship in a certain way. Always remember that you are a part of the relationship as well. So don't just be blaming your partner. Don't just be blaming the relationship. Be like, oh, I did this or I did that, and I commit to do better or more or whatever. But always remember to bring that I element, right? Because right now you and your partners are thinking too much about the partner and the relationship, right? So you and your partner, to balance these full moon energies out, should bring more that uniqueness and individuality, that more deep sense of self, right? And include that into the relationship dynamic, and you'll be all right? And also, it might sound counterintuitive and counteractive, but if you express, or if you make your partner express some frustration or some passion or some aggressiveness, that can release some pressure, that can release some of the water that is getting out of the cup, and then there is no more full moon scenarios. The full moon scenario that you created is this. But if you just let things happen, the universe will make a full moon scenario that is like this. You know what I'm saying? So use that Aries energy to release the steam, to release the water, to release the pressure before it's too late. And then you might find some treasures, some emotions, more attraction, some new goals. You guys might clash real hard and create a whole new big bang and come up with way more creative ideas. But if you just let things slide, if you just let the fart cloud accumulate, you only find a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take a tarot card for today's energy. We'll take a tarot card for every sign, and we go straight away into every house as well. But before we do that, let's see how the full moon is aligning with all the sky right now. So full moon in Libra, opposing sun in Aries, of course, feeling opposed or extremely balanced, right? So why you feel opposed? Because everybody's reacting and responding to a more sophisticated, pleasurable, and light way to think, communicate, analyze, and be a part of a relationship. But we want to see, act, and express more unique, more individual, more passionate and aggressive thoughts, visions, ideas, expressions, right? So you might be feeling opposed because you too insecure, or you too much about your emotions and feelings. You too much about yourself, right? And you can feel extremely balanced because that opposition, either from you or from your partners, will help you travel a bit more, expand a bit more, or just release and feel lighter and feel less extreme, less worried, less in your mind, less in the fart cloud, right? Then full moon in Libra, 10 degrees, by the way, right now where I live, in conjuncting Venus in Pisces. And Venus is exalted in Pisces, okay? So the moon is now exalted as well on the full moon, Pisces or Venus also. So misunderstanding your relationships, your values, your dreams, and your illusions, right? And overreacting to conversations, thoughts, or ideas between yourself. You might be just talking with yourself, thinking with yourself about the partnerships, the partner itself, the values, and you are misunderstanding your feelings and the partner feelings, and it's going exalted, right? You might be reacting and responding to an illusion, to a relationship that doesn't go as deep. Or on the other side, you might think it doesn't go as deep because you have a lot of air element, for an example, but the other person, the partner, thinks and feels that it goes deeper than what you think. And that misunderstanding can create overreaction and over exaltation in conversations or sharing values and exchanging information between you and your partners. Also, with Pisces, with Venus in Pisces, the relationships are a bit more dreamy, a bit more emotional, a bit more about spirituality and grand goals, grand illusions, grand imaginations, spiritual purposes. And the full moon in Libra is a bit more superficial, or why you feeling so overexalted is a bit more superficial because you said something when you were at the store, because you didn't pay the bill when you were at the restaurant, because you made me look a certain way. So the misunderstanding might come from there. You or your partner might be on a more spiritual, deeper, emotional side of stuff, and you or the partner might be in a more superficial looking and image side of the relationship and creating those misunderstandings. Then full moon in Libra, trining. Oh no, Mars is also in Pisces too, but it's in the cusp still, but it's already 2 degrees in. But full moon in Libra, misunderstanding, in conjuncting, I mean, Mars in Pisces, misunderstanding your overreactions and your over-the-top emotions with yours and your partner's passions, motivations, angers, and frustrations that are backed and supported by grand dreams, grand illusions, deep feelings, and overall spiritual purpose. So the same thing as with the Venus in Pisces, right? But it's more personal. It's more about your passion, your creativity, your individuality, and your frustration. You might be frustrated because you're not achieving a certain goal, a certain way of living, and you and your partner might be overreacting because you said something in an individual specific conversation, but your passion or your frustration comes from a more overall emotion that connects to more parts of life. But the full moon in Libra might make you or your partner focus in one word, in one intonation of a certain word, or you said that in front of my mama. And you're like, bro, I'm here worrying about me living in a certain way. I'm here about me fulfilling the path of Jesus Christ if you lost into Christianity. I'm here worrying about being 60 and having a good paycheck, not needing to work anymore, not needing to having somebody that cleans my ass, and you're here worrying about what I said in front of your mama. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Right? Also, your passions might come from like a deep creative sense, Mars in Pisces, and you want to expand your spirit by learning a new skill, by going deeper into a certain skill, into a certain art, into a certain way of doing what you're already doing, but now you want to connect more to that art. You want to connect more to your audience. But the full moon in Libra, misunderstanding this might make you or your partner be like, oh, but that will make you look bad. That will make you look too much. That will make you look like you are doing too much and not receiving enough back. Bro, but that's exactly how you will receive more. By working more, by going deeper, by improving your art, by improving the connection with your audience, right? Because Pisces is all about that connection. So you and your partner might be misunderstanding the goal, the purpose, right? And then they might be overreacting to, oh bro, but you look like this, or you're not saying what you not, your words doesn't match your feeling and your purpose. Yeah, because I'm expanding. Remember, Pisces ruled by Jupiter. I'm going there. I'm still in the waters to reach there. But Libra being that cardinal air, it's like more focused on the present. So, oh, but you're not doing it yet. You're not there yet. Bro, I'm fucking going there. How you reach there if you don't go there, right? So this can create misunderstandings, and it can create some overheated discussions, some separations as well. It's that air energy, especially cardinal air. It's about cutting, slicing, slice and dice. But it's ruled by Venus, so even if you slice and dice, if you are on the right path, the relationship should be there anyway. Then full moon in Libra, opposing Mercury in Aries. Bro, and Mercury is going deep into it. Bro, sometimes I forget, because I myself have a exalted Mercury, so I don't pay too much attention to it because I think that I'm already super good in using Mercury. Not really. That's the downside of having an exalted alignment, right? You think you already know how to use it. No. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here learning how to use it anyway, right? But full moon in Libra, opposing Mercury in Aries, right? Feeling overreacted because you or others can't communicate or don't want to communicate in a more sophisticated, light, and pretty way, or feeling very balanced because you or others communicating in or about more aggressive and extreme stuff makes you feel lighter and relieved and took you away from the tunnel vision. Or depending on your alignments, you might be too scattered and now you focused back on point because you or somebody was aggressive when communicating or expressing a point, right? Full moon in Libra as well, in conjuncting Saturn in Pisces, and also in conjuncting Jupiter. So when it comes to big parts of your life, you might be just overreacting to a misunderstanding, to something that is not really there, but you just feel a certain way. So full moon in Libra, misunderstanding, in conjuncting Saturn in Pisces, reacting and responding to certain parts of your reality, networking and connections that are not spiritual enough, right? But if you have too many air elements, right, you might be overreacting because you think they too spiritual, not realistic, sophisticated, or pretty enough. Full moon in Libra, misunderstanding Jupiter in Taurus, overreacting to the lack of expansion because you don't see or feel like it yet, but it's Taurus. You need patience, you need accumulation, and the expansion is already happening, but it's not like this. It's a build-up, step by step, brick by brick, and you might be only focusing on the right now, or you can see it because it's more in the back. It's more of a longer term process, and you can see it right now because you're not able to see the big picture because you're overreacting to cardinal air, not something that is used to deal with more overall construction, right? So you might be overreacting and over responding to the lack of expansion when it comes to having a fixed way to receive support, validation, pleasure, and profit as well. Full moon in Libra, in conjuncting Neptune in Pisces, overreacting and over responding to a misunderstanding between you and your grand illusions and imaginations. Full moon in Libra, misunderstanding Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, overreacting and over responding to new, more logical and about external conversations and relationships when it comes to unique but fixed ways to be stable and secure. And full moon in Libra, trining Pluto in Aquarius, a gift to transform yourself, your relationships, and your own way to think, communicate, and analyze by in a smarter way understand what are you overreacting about, and it's because you have too much or you lack the cardinal air element, and then you analyze where you have too much or where you are lacking, and then you transform by being more fixed, unique, rebellious, and opposing in that area of your life. All right? Done. Let's go to every sign in the zodiac about the full moon in Libra. Let's go. All right, we're ready. So if we have Sun in Aries, Moon, Rising, or Mars in Aries, this card is going to be for you, and you are opposing the full moon in Libra. So people might be just hating on you because you're not sophisticated enough, you're not caring enough about them, you're not being so cute or so condescending or so caring. But also, people need your Aries energy to work as an example so they don't care too much about something so superficial and so external. They need you as an example to remind them what's really important, and they might be overreacting by some bullshit, by something about image instead of something that is really important, like their uniqueness, creativity, individuality, and spirituality, right? And you have the Four of Swords, Pisces Australis. So you, and because you are opposing, it might mean others away from you in terms of astrological alignments might be overreacting because you or them are thinking too much, they being too dry, too logical, and too much about appearance and looking good and sounding good, but they ain't being good. All right? They ain't real. They ain't spiritual. They're just too logical, analyzing too much, and they talking too much. Right? And not about the right stuff, not about the important stuff. And they might be judging you. They might do square and limit your expression because you're not doing Libra type stuff. And they fail to realize they actually need to learn from you and be a bit more passionate, be a bit more unique, individual, and spiritual. Let's move to Taurus. Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, Taurus Venus, and Scorpio Sun signs. You are misunderstanding the full moon in Libra. So you might be overreacting and over-responding because you or others are being too open, too communicative, too changing, too pressing too much going forward, and you want to be a bit slower, a bit more private, a bit more careful, a bit more comfortable, right? So you might be misunderstanding or being misunderstood because you actually might be a little bit like Aries, what they need to calm down and balance these full moon energies, but they might be misunderstanding it. They might think that you holding them back and they think it's bad, but actually that's what they need, right? But it's that Venus misunderstanding. Let's see what card we have for Taurus on this full moon in Libra. Taurus, okay, there we go. Oh, the Cancer, not the Cancer, but Cancer, the Chariot. So you are overreacting or over-responding to new feelings, new emotions, new spiritual vehicles, roads, and destinations. Let's move on to Gemini, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Mercury. You have a gift to overreact simply by doing yourself, but in a more initiative, forceful, and changing way, instead of on such a mutable, relatable, and adaptable way. All right? So let's see what card we have for Gemini on this full moon in Libra. Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mercury. Trining the full moon. Reverse the Hermit. Reversed Virgo. So you are misunderstanding or being misunderstood when it comes to be a bit more private, organized, stable, but still mutable and communicative about your organization, your profit, stability, security, and safety. Maybe you're talking a bit too much. Maybe you're showing a bit too much. Maybe you're initiating and changing up your mind a bit too much. And that might make others or even yourself think that you are not organized, that you make no sense. But it's just because you're doing too much. You're going over the board with thinking and communicating. Because you might have these factors. You might make them feel like this, right? but then what you say or how you say it makes them feel confused. Let's move to Cancer's cardinal water, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Jupiter. You are squaring the full moon in Libra, so you are learning to overreact or to not overreact to new thoughts, ideas, and relationships. There we go. All right. And you have the Prince of Cups, mutable water. So you are learning how to not communicate too much, but still initiate new ways to associate and share your emotions, feelings, illusions, imaginations, and spiritual purposes. And they're also learning how to fully come across and fully share your emotions and feelings in a more logical, sophisticated, and capable way. Let's move to Leo, Leo Sun, Leo Moon, Leo Rising. You are sextiling the full moon in Libra, so you have an opportunity to overreact or be overreacted because you are too fixed in your feelings, visions, and actions, and you and others need you, or they think they need you, or they feel they need you to be more initiative and more innovative in conversating and thinking. Reversed 9 of Cups. So you have the opportunity to elevate your emotions, feelings, dreams, illusions, imaginations, and spiritual purposes, but you might be doing it for the wrong reasons. You might be overreacting, so you're not actually elevating, you're just feeling too much, or others might feel that you are feeling good or expanding emotionally or expanding spiritually, but they might misunderstanding looking from far away because the full moon is making them feel and think too much and they just clouded, right? Let's move to Virgo, Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon, Virgo Rising, and Mercury. Fatal attracting the full moon in Libra. So you might be overreacting and over responding to your own thoughts, ideas, and conversations because you might be too private, too insecure, and you are lacking some communication, or just communicating too much and showing too much of your privacy, organization, and stability. There we go. Some scatteredness. And because now you're so open, people find it weird because usually you're not that open, usually not that communicative or sophisticated. And today you just today and for the last couple days and the next couple days, you initiating too much conversations, you initiating too many relationships, and that might hurt your private life. That might even hurt your health because you're giving too much of your energy and power away. Or you're just overthinking and over communicating because of your Mercury aspect. Let's go. Yeah, you guys are going through too many thoughts, going through too many feelings about your relationships and your values. Of course. Makes sense. Saturn, the world, you're just overreacting, overthinking, over communicating, and over initiating conversations and relationships about the world, your manifestations, your limits, your boundaries, how you see reality, how others see reality, how you feel about reality, how others feel about reality, how you feel about your associations, how you think your associations feel about you. Basically, you are overreacting and overthinking about the world, society, money, structure, infrastructure, and organizations. Let's move to Libras. Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, Libra Saturn, and Libra Venus. You are overreacting to yourself. And you are attracting a lot of people that are in need or they're just doing too much of creating new relationships, conversations, and new ways to think, communicate, and analyze in more sophisticated ways, or you're just doing that too much, ending up in you being too superficial, too light, and not real enough. But you have the opportunity to elevate. You have the opportunity to elevate your physical circumstance, your perspective, and feelings about your reality, your circumstances, how you can earn more, how you can work better, how you can expand your limits and boundaries, and how can you be more real, more organized, and more and better situated. Because especially with Venus alignments, and this is for you, Taurus, it's rarely about working more. It's about earning the same that you do, but working less, aka being more efficient, or working more or earning more, but without exhausting yourself, thus giving more value to yourself and your time, right? Moving to Scorpio, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising, Scorpio Mars, Pluto, and Uranus. You are fatal attracting the full moon in Libra, and a little bit like Virgos, but in a different way. You are talking too much, creating too much conversations, releasing too much information from your private life, and you might just dry your juice, you might dry your energy, or you might scare others because you're usually not that open or usually not so disposed to share information, but today you are, and people just find that weird. They're like, hold on, wait a minute, something ain't right. All my Scorpios, let's go. All right. Reversed two of wands. So you are looking or already doing this, which is conversations, relationships about spirituality, passion, motivation, aggressiveness, frustrations, desires, creativity, but you are misunderstanding because you're doing this too much. So you're not doing this with the right person, with the right people, place, or things. You're doing this just too much in your head, and then you can't do it sufficiently, or you're just doing this with too many people and you are sharing the wrong information with the wrong audience. You know what I'm saying? Good, good, good. Let's move to Sagittarius. Sagittarius Sun. For Sagittarius Sun only, this full moon in Libra might bring you a tower moment, aka the destruction, the fall of something that you were building on, and that might be sad, that might create some insecurities. But always remember, when this card comes out, it means you have the chance to build something new right now. Or you're just overreacting, and this is not really happening, but you feel like something you were working on and you were building on is falling. But actually, no. You might just be overreacting, right? So Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Jupiter, you are sextiling the full moon in Libra, so you have the opportunity to overreact and overrespond to new conversations, new relationships, and new feelings about your relationships and conversations. So let's see. Oh, there we go. No. Prince of Cups, mutable water, you are overreacting and overresponding to how you can create new external ways to associate your emotions and feelings. Let's move on to Capricorns. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. Capricorn Rising, yeah, the feeling of being stuck in a physical circumstance can come across your way, but most likely you're just overreacting. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, Mars, and Saturn. There we go. Justice, Libra. All right. So this is good, right? Because justice coming our way. People are seeing your value. You are seeing your value, but don't overreact to this. Don't be like a Karen. Don't be like a social justice warrior, but yourself. Allow the full moon in Libra to attract this justice to you. And then you'd be like, hey, that's for me. All right? But don't overreact. Don't be claiming justice everywhere, and learn how to attract and claim this justice in a more soft, beautiful, sophisticated way without hurting yourself or others around you. All right? Let's move to Aquarius. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising, Aquarius Mars, not Mars, Mercury, my bad, Uranus and Saturn. You are trining the full moon in Libra, so you have a gift to overreact and overrespond to new feelings about your own mind, your uniqueness, your individuality, your relationships, and your conversations. And you being an Aquarius, you might now be overreacting to certain things that you said or didn't say but should have said in the past as well. All right? Leave it behind, brother. Leave it behind. It is what it is. There we go. For all the Aquarius, Two of Pentacles. So you are overreacting and over-responding to new conversations and new feelings about the conversations that deal with reality, structure, money, infrastructure, what is happening in reality, what is happening in the external world, or you are overreacting in conversations in your relationships about money and about reality, or about the reality, or you are overreacting about the reality and the circumstances of your relationships. So either you're overreacting to conversations about reality, or you are overreacting about the reality of your conversations and relationships. Lastly, but not least, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising, Venus, and Neptune. You are misunderstanding the full moon in Libra. So you too emotional, too spiritual, too connective. The full moon in Libra is more dry, more initiative, and more logic. So you might be overreacting to a misunderstanding because you might think and feel that they are this emotion, this feeling, this spirituality, this God, this allegory, and they just want to talk. They just want to look good. They just want to be seen in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And Nine of Wands, though. So you have the opportunity to elevate your visions, feelings, imaginations, creativity, passion, motivation, anger, and frustration. It's all good, but make sure you're not overreacting and elevating your frustration and your aggressiveness because of something that's not even really there, or because of something that is a misunderstanding. But positively speaking, you can elevate how you communicate and how you share your creativity, your passion, motivation, and spiritual belief systems. All right? Now let's go for full moon in Libra through all the houses. If you have full moon in Libra in the first house, you are overreacting and over-responding to new feelings, conversations, and relationships in your personal life about your personal interests and personal insecurities, or you were attracting somebody that is very insecure about themselves and their personal interests. If you have full moon in Libra in your second house, you are overreacting to new feelings, new thoughts, and new ideas about your values and how you value others, or you are attracting somebody that is very insecure about their values and how they value themselves. If you have full moon in Libra in your third house, you are overreacting and over-responding about new feelings, new ideas, and new conversations in your surroundings, about your surroundings, or you're attracting somebody that is conversating and thinking too much, gossiping too much about their surroundings and how they see themselves in the surroundings. Full moon in Libra in the fourth house, overreacting and over-responding to too much dryness, directness, and too much conversation and looking good about some new feelings, new emotions, and new spiritual purposes, or you're attracting somebody that needs more emotion, more feeling, more care, and more purpose in your relationships, conversations, and ideas. Full moon in Libra in the fifth house, you are overreacting and over-responding to new thoughts, new ideas, and new feelings about entertainment, attention, and spiritual intellectual authority, or you're attracting somebody that is too insecure about their individuality, about their self-trust, and about their image. Full moon in Libra in the sixth house, reacting and responding to new ideas, feelings, ideas, and conversations about working, routine, patterns, organization, and health, or you're attracting somebody that needs a new idea, needs a new conversation, or a fresh look about their health, organization, and work ethic. Full moon in Libra in the seventh house, you giving too much of yourself to your relationships, or your relationships see yourself as too individual and too unique, or you're attracting somebody that needs a relationship, that needs to open up. Full moon in Libra in the eighth house, overreacting and over-responding to new feelings, new ideas, and new conversations about some deep spirituality, deep desires, deep feelings, deep emotions, deep passions, motivations, aggressiveness, and frustration, or attracting somebody that needs to talk about some deep experiences and deep traumatic situations. Full moon in Libra in the ninth house, reacting, overreacting, and over-responding to new conversations, new feelings, and new ideas about spirituality, about sharing and associating your spirituality, creativity, uniqueness, individuality, feelings, imaginations, and visions, or attracting somebody that needs to have a new, refreshed perspective, or just talk about their own spiritual belief system, their own creativity, their own visions, because usually they can't, or they feel blocked or ashamed by it. Or attracting somebody that is by default insecure about it, but now they're feeling it so much they need to release it. Full moon in Libra in your 10th house, reacting and responding in an overstated way about business, status, and new ways to gain security and stability, or attracting somebody that is insecure about their business and about their status, and they need to conversate and they need to listen some reality and some stability. Full moon in Libra in the 11th house, overreacting and over-responding to new feelings, new ideas, and new conversations about the world, about big subjects that connect humanity, astrology, mathematics, biology, science, or just overreacting to social media and the internet in general, or attracting people that are themselves overreacting to the internet, social media, science, and astrology. Lastly, but not least, full moon in Libra in the 12th house, overreacting and over-responding to new feelings, new ideas, and new conversations about spirituality, deep and broad emotions, feelings, imaginations, illusions, and visions, and attracting people that want to connect to you in a deep and spiritual way, but they are not deep and spiritual. They're actually kind of fake and superficial at the moment. And that's everything for today, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Also, contact me for readings and personal consultations using the links down below. To find me live on Twitch and my gaming YouTube, for an example, to support my beautiful partner as well, Miss Daria/Daria, in the links down below as well. Until the next time, remember to not overreact today to any conversation, to any relationship, or to any idea, facts, or logic. Be yourself, believe in yourself, believe in all possibilities, and always remember the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out.